As floodwaters still cause issues tonight, this week's stormy weather knocked the lights out in one of the Pacific Northwest's merriest towns.
Mild and dry weather are on the way for this weekend, but I am tracking more active weather, more wind and rain for next week.
And as time runs out to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies, how the loss could impact people living right here. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Cody Proctor. Well, let's get right to the rapid flooding happening in North Idaho that we are tracking tonight. At this hour, the Army Corps of Engineers is on scene here along East Spring Creek Road. According to Clark Fork Fire and Rescue, the emergency route through West Spring Creek is open but deteriorating. The entire town is still under a boil order tonight after some of its water pipes were destroyed. Nearby to the north, this has been the scene out of Libby, Montana. Right now, Lincoln County is in a state of emergency. The sheriff's office there says they have requested that residents only travel when necessary because of potentially historic water levels. Libby's also under a boil order tonight. At least 5 bridges have been damaged or destroyed. An emergency operations center is currently open. Across the Cascades now, we learned earlier today President Donald Trump approved Washington's request to declare a federal emergency across western Washington. That move gives the state access to federal emergency money to help protect homes and clean up after the waters recede. Area leaders previously expressed concerns since the federal government denied Washington's request for money after last year's bomb cyclone caused millions of dollars in damage. Governor Bob Ferguson praised the bipartisan effort today.
This has been a bipartisan effort to request and to get this emergency declaration. So I just deeply appreciate the bipartisan work at the federal and local level from many voices to make this request and to make the case.
Hundreds of National Guard members are already on the ground in Skagit County tonight. The state will mobilize about 200 more personnel in the coming days and weeks. Rivers across western Washington are expected to crest this weekend. County leaders say the recovery could take months. And in Chelan County, the flooding caused thousands of trees to fall over, knocking out power throughout the area in and around the town of Leavenworth. Because of that damage, the town's been forced to cancel its fabled holiday light display and Christmas Town Festival through this weekend. Even the main route into town, US 2, is closed. The city says Christmas Town events, including the Village of Lights, could return next weekend. Now, finally tonight, we are seeing a bit of a break from the rain and the wet weather that just hit the region. But that's not the only thing that meteorologist Michelle Boss is tracking for us tonight. She's actually in our outdoor weather center tonight. Why are you outside, Michelle?
I did not think I would return to this outdoor weather center until June, but the winds are light. As we look, less than 10 miles per hour. Temperatures are mild. It is in the upper 40s right now at 10 o'clock. We're in the middle of December, so I'm not even really that cold out there. But 47 in Coeur d'Alene, 47 in Spokane, upper 40s in Lewiston, even up in Deer Park, 46 degrees, also 46 in Sandpoint. So feeling kind of toasty out here. And of course, it is dry. We do have a lot of cloud cover still right now, but no rain or snow. We are still dealing with a couple of flood warnings. The Coeur d'Alene River at Cataldo, that flood warning continues till tomorrow, though the waters are going down. Minor flooding still occurring. The Wenatchee River at Peshastin, moderate flooding there, but we will start to see those water levels go down tomorrow. All right, short-term forecast, clouds overnight. I'm not too optimistic we're going to see a lot of sun tomorrow. I'm going to call it mostly cloudy, but if the sun breaks out, we will all be very excited because we're looking at highs in the lower 50s tomorrow and no wet weather. Cloudy on Sunday with a high of 50, and the wet weather returns for the start of next week, and more wind on the way for next week as well.
Michelle, thanks so much. Well, time right now for your night beat for a quick look at today's top stories. The Colville Confederated Tribes Reservation left in shock tonight after the double homicide of a mom and her son yesterday. According to tribal leaders, the victims have been identified as Laura Dick and her 17-year-old son. Dick served as a clerk for the Colville Tribal Court. Tribal Chairman Jared Michael Erickson released a statement saying in part, quote, "Our community is grieving deeply today after the loss of 2 of our own in what appears to be a senseless act of violence. In recognition of her service, the tribal court will operate on a limited basis next week. The Grand Coulee Dam School District says there will be grief counselors on the school's campus next Monday. Spokane Valley deputies say a 13-year-old runaway went on a crime spree early this morning, stealing a handgun and a car and forcing a younger runaway to join him. The two children, just 13 and 9 years old, were reported missing from a group home last night. Deputies say while they were on the run, the older child stole a pistol from a vehicle and later stole a car. Deputies say he forced the younger runaway to go with him by pointing the gun at him. A 13-year-old then reportedly wrecked the vehicle on Interstate 90, and deputies caught up with them soon after. A suspect is now facing felony charges of kidnapping, assault, and unlawful possession of a firearm. A powerful gas line explosion severely damaged a neighborhood near San Francisco and has many questioning why they weren't told to evacuate. You just saw that home security footage capturing Thursday's blast. It destroyed one home and damaged several others. Pacific Gas and Electric says it has alerted that a third-party construction team damaged an underground gas line. The company sent a crew to fix it, but gas had already been released. Then a few hours later, that explosion happened.
I heard this loud sound and my roof fell in on the bed, everywhere, all on me.
6 people were taken to a hospital. 3 are said to be in serious condition. And that is it for your Night Beat tonight. For more on any of these stories, head to our website. That's KREM.com. In the meantime, your health insurance premium could soon skyrocket. Congress has still not reached a compromise on Affordable Care Act tax credits, also known as Obamacare. KREM 2's Christian Garza explains tonight how that could impact you.
Well, just yesterday, 2 Republican-backed insurance plans failed. The Senate remains divided as the enhanced premium tax credits are set to expire in less than 20 days.
These tax credits help people afford private insurance through Washington's Health Benefit Exchange. In September, Governor Bob Ferguson said at least 80,000 Washingtonians could lose coverage because they won't be able to afford their plans. He went on to say this would only add to the existing healthcare problems caused by Medicaid cuts. Following Thursday's failed votes, lawmakers stood behind their party's decisions. Both sides say they realize the bigger issue at hand, but don't understand why a short-term decision can't be made between party lines.
The reality is going to be there that we're going to have to do something. And I think we got a smart plan. It's interim, short-term extension with some reforms. So not just a clean extension. And we're not going to make major changes to healthcare in the near term. So this is the realistic way to go.
Let's extend it. If they want to fight about it, they can fight about it later. But I just don't understand why, in the meantime, we can prevent a lot of people's suffering by doing a clean extension of these subsidies while Republicans figure out what their health care plan is.
State officials say Washingtonians could lose a combined $285 million in savings if the credits end. Statistics from the Washington's Health Benefit Exchange show eastern Washington counties like Adams, Pend Oreille, and Spokane could see anywhere between 80 to almost 120% premium increases. But what does that actually look like?
Well, let's share 2 different examples for you at home. Basically, the premium for a family of 3 living in a place like King County, maybe they bring in about $52,000. Now their premium is going to go from $490 all the way up to $2,880 potentially. Now the premium for a senior citizen living in a more rural area like Yakima County, maybe they bring in $41,000 a year. Their premium could potentially go from $70 all the way up to $2,000.
Governor Ferguson says if these credits expire, the state's uninsured rate, which is currently 4.8%, could potentially double.
Well, unless a deal is reached in the next few weeks, 20 million Americans could face higher premiums going into the new year. In the newsroom, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Christian, thank you so much. Well, this week, the Kootenai County Sheriff revoked special policing powers from the police chiefs in Coeur d'Alene and Rathdrum. Right now on KREM 2 Plus, Chief Journalist Amanda Rowley takes a deeper look at what this means for day-to-day public safety operations in your community.
Both city and county SWAT members will still jointly respond to calls. But White says the sheriff's office will have complete control over individual city officers on what they do without any oversight from Coeur d'Alene PD leadership. He's concerned about that component because it doesn't support the idea that Coeur d'Alene police would have zero ability to intervene or prevent what he says might be inappropriate actions on a SWAT call.
You can watch us on KREM 2 Plus right now. Just download the app on your TV and watch for free.
Both city and county SWAT members will still join.
Well, don't go to bed just yet. A new batch of never-before-seen photos from the Jeffrey Epstein estate have been released, including some that include President Trump. The details in just 90 seconds.